All right, finally, in our deep dive segment, we're taking you through big relief that the Karnataka government has given to small traders who've been protesting. Relief at last for Bengaluru traders. In fact, after days of protests, the Karnataka government has now finally stepped in and agreed to withdraw the tax notices that had been sent out to small vendors who were up in arms for using UPI. They were basically getting tax notices. They say this was cheating. They were forced to use UPI, or rather coaxed into using UPI, and now they're receiving tax notices for bare income that they get. With the assurance now, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has said that we will withdraw those notices. So basically now the strike has been called off. These notices had triggered panic, especially among tea shop owners, condiment sellers and petty traders in Bengaluru, many of whom were suddenly asked to explain UPI payments that they claimed weren't even business related. Some vendors even stopped selling milk-based products. Basically, they're saying milk is non-taxable, but even that has been taxed, so they will not sell milk anymore. Now, the government says in Karnataka that no tax will be imposed on essential goods. So that's the clarification given to these traders so that they call off the protest. So clarification is no tax will be imposed on essential goods. Only those with high UPI transaction volumes will be scrutinized. Traders earning above 40 lakhs a year must register under the GST. And helplines will be strengthened and awareness campaigns will be carried out. No GST, that's the campaign that Karnataka government has now carried out to ensure that people are aware what GST rules and norms really are. Let's listen in.
Those who are having turnover of rupees more than 40 lakhs, such people were issued the notice. Now after the discussion with them, you need not pay the arrears, and exempted goods, those who are dealing such goods shall not be registered compulsorily. Otherwise, all taxpayers, including small traders, should be registered, for which the delegation has agreed.
Well, even though the protests have ended, of course, some tough questions remain. Why are small traders in Bengaluru feeling the heat from Karnataka alone? And also, vendors' income, if it crosses the GST threshold, should they also be paying taxes like every one of us? Let me bring in here Surabhi Hodigere, spokesperson of the BJP, joining us. Also Satya Prakash, Congress spokesperson. And we have CA Bimal Jain, tax expert. Surabhi, you did mention to us a day ago as well that this is only a Karnataka-centric problem. Why do you say that? Please justify.
Thank you, Nabila. Within 24 hours, I've gotten, confirmation on the statement that I and the party have been making here in Karnataka. The Chief Minister himself has come out and said that, we will stop these notices. Of course, if it is in his authority, he can make that such a statement. And this is also very prevalent in the constitutional division of powers, because under Article 246, it is a state government that manages and administers the taxes. The implementation part of is done by the state government. Therefore, they have the authority today to pull up these notices and say, look, these notices have not been issued in the correct manner, and therefore we're going to ensure that the small traders are not harassed, they're not put in these sort of situation in these circumstances. The very fact that we've heard a case from Haveri where 29 lakh was GST demanded from a small trader, vegetable vendors, tea sellers, bakery, it's something that really goes out of our common sense, that they would be earning a significant amount to pay 29 lakhs as GST. So something has gone terribly wrong. The state tax commissioner is at fault, the state is at fault, and if there is anything wherein exempted items have been taxed, where the notices has gone to the wrong persons, this has been called back today. That is a good thing that we're acknowledging. We're also acknowledging that whatever the previous errors that have been accumulated, that has been taken away. That is to show that the state has not done enough in its implementation role. You should have gone, this enforcement should have happened much before. It should have happened as and when. It should have been happened in the taxable year.
Okay, so let me bring in Satya Prakash on that for justification. Satya Prakash, the state government's coffers are empty. Therefore, tax notices are being issued mindlessly to small vendors without actually giving a thought behind it. Now you're facing backlash. Siddaramaiah had to really pacify your own vendors. And it's only a Bengaluru-centric problem. How would you justify that?
Nabila Jamal, ignorance should not be a bliss. Even if we are given GST notices to 10,000 people and 1 crore is the turnover, the total turnover, taxable turnover will be 10,000 crores and 1% composite tax will be just 100 crores, which is, peanuts for Karnataka, which has a budget size of around 5.1 lakh crores. But what we are doing right now is, as per section 22 of the GST Council, she said it right. She said it right that we have nothing. Karnataka is nothing but more than an implementing agency as far as GST is concerned.
And you've
Section
not done
22
that
is incited
properly.
by the GST Council. Is not by Karnataka. Today, what Mr. Siddaramaiah has done is, the gentleman that he is voice of the voiceless. He is voice of the have-nots. He will not, put pressure on the have-nots. What now we are doing is, in the guise of have-nots, few haves are eating off all the taxes,
Oh,
and that we
that
will
is
not
true.
allow. All those in
That is
the
true.
guise of small traders, if some big fish is there who is doing crores of business with multiple UPIs, we are not going to let him scot free. Please understand. Now what we are doing is, we have expanded the tax net. Today you look, Karnataka's GDP, this one per capita is double that of the country. We are a progressive state. Always
Okay.
we will strive to expand the
Surabhi,
tax
what's
net,
your
and that
explanation?
is what the GST Council has asked the
A
states to
quick word.
expand the
I'll also
tax.
have to bring in Bimal as we are short on time.
You have
Surabhi?
failed in enforcement. You have not implemented correctly. You have sent tax notices to small vendors, and now you are the voice of the voiceless. The theatrics
Okay,
that the
okay,
government
okay.
is jumping
Bimal,
in.
let me bring in
We
Bimal.
have
Bimal,
sent
I
notices
want
to
your
more
view, a
Please
roundup
understand
view
more
what
than
really
40
should be
on
done.
lakhs.
should small vendors also come into the tax ambit if they're surpassing the 40 lakh threshold
Yeah,
or
how
the
can a
GST
40 lakhs
limit.
threshold be a small vendor? You tell me, how
Then,
can a guy who
then,
Bimal, a
services
quick
with
word.
more than 3 lakhs be a
Quick
there
small
word,
need
vendor?
please.
not be
Bimal.
because there need not be because aggregate turnover, of course, 40 lakh rupees for the goods, but we need to understand all essentials goods, loose and unbranded. There's no GST applicable. So there's no question of aggregate turnover when we talk about street vendors, small vendors, those who are dealing in milk, dairy product, fruits, vegetables, cereals, pulses, rice, wheat, no GST leviable, irrespective of any amount. So before issuance of these notices, they should have checked that what is this amount consist of. Even the money coming to the bank account through UPI may be of personal nature, may be of loan amount, and just because they are street vendor, crossing the threshold of 40 lakh rupees does not mean that they are supposed to take GST registration and GST leviable. So at the
Okay.
first instance, these notices which are being issued should have been done with the preparatory work. So
Correct.
irrespective of any
So now
amount,
it's been
irrespective.
withdrawn. It seems like justice has been served to those small traders. They have some relief. The traders have withdrawn their protests. Sir, I apologize. I have no more time for questions. Thank you very much. We will be revisiting the story. We'll certainly have you back on the panel on that.